Hey Stampers, Gaynor again. Oh, I need to borrow my... I'm swapping stamps all over the place for this next card. What I've done for this next card is I've want to do something where the sentiment is the focal point this time. Too many times we do big bold flowers and animals and creatures and trees, and then we have a tiny little sentiment, and you know me, I love big sentiments. So I've just got this new stamp set, absolutely love it, and it's called One for All, and they're humongous. Look at the size of the happy birthday, it's huge. And then you've got this one, thank you so much, and this one says have the best day ever. I love this girl on the bike. And this one, sending hugs. But I want to make this your focal point. So what we've done, I've stamped, and I've used my Happy Birthday Gorgeous as well. I'll show you the card in a sec. All these tiny little elements, this, you know, just anything that would fit on this block, you know, to fill the background in, just so we can... So your attention is drawn to the sentiment. So let me show you the card to explain it better then. And there it is. Happy birthday, forever young. And then it's got all these tiny little elements stamped in the background. I don't know what that is there. Oh, it's that. It's, it's the stem off this little thing here. I thought I got something on my card then. And then we've just added dots. I just dotted all the way around the sentiment, and I've used Winker Stella. You see, there you go. Can you see that? Winker Stella on the letters. I used my Stamparatus because I needed to, and you can feel how raised this is with all the layers of the ink. Absolutely love it. So I've got my two pieces of Whisper White, one for the inside. I haven't done anything for that yet. I may add a few of these little elements in there, and one for the front. So I'm fetching in the Stamparatus. I've already got it mounted on there, and because it's a clear mount stamp, you do not have to use the cushioning. So I've got it lined up as clean as a whistle at the moment. So yeah, it's lovely and square on my card. So I'm just going to grab the ink. And what I've used on this one is the grey granite. I stamped off and then onto the page. I'm going to use soft seafoam today for this one. Isn't that just the cutest? And then with the little Forever Young, I just added it back onto the stamp pad. And where the corner is, if you push it into the corner from the side, you can get into those little places as well. I'll show you that in a minute as well. So this is my inside. This is the gorgeous ink we're using, and it's the first time I've used this. This is Highland Heather. Absolutely stunning. I don't want my card to move, so these magnets are mega powerful. So that's not going nowhere. So I am just inking this up, and I'm going to be doing it about 5 or 6 times. I'm just gonna, I could never line this up without it being on this Stamparatus. There's no way I could ink that up over and over and over and over again. Not even the bestest person in the whole wide world could do that, even with photopolymer, you know. So I want to make sure it's bold, sticking out, bold, bold, bold. So I've just got it resting on a little block to keep it from tinking onto my my notepad that sits side of me. Some people use another DVD case. I just got it resting on there. So I just want to keep going and going and going until it's really bold, and I can see little tiny bits that haven't come off on the ink pad, so I can just basically go back in and press it down. I don't know. It looks perfect, but I want to keep adding. Once I'd done it to the other card, it basically, you could feel the raised of the ink that is every layer you put on. So it gives a little bit of texture as well. So one more time. I'm sorry. Oh, you can't. It's okay. So I'm pressing down where the bits I know it misses. All over. Oh my gosh, it's looking nice. I'm going to give that a little blow because I can see how wet the ink is still. Right, this is going to be my final layer. I think that's absolute. In fact, no, yeah, one more, and then that's it for definite. So now I'm going to have to wait for that to dry. And I don't know why they say these new ink pads are anti-bubble, because I can see bubbles all over the place. It does dry without bubbles, obviously, but I don't want to oversaturate this too much either as well, because you can start to change the texture. So again on the Y, I couldn't do this with a stamp and block. I tell you what, this is marvellous. So I'm going to clean off my stamp. Just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I forgot to close the lid, so I can now pop this back into its home, as I call it. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely. I love big, bold statements, and I think that is gorgeous. Love it. So I'm just going to make sure you've got nothing on your hands as well, because can you imagine if I've done all that stamping now and devastatingly lift it off and smear it? So how crisp that is. But it feels like there's a textured layer on there now. Just beautiful. I will pop all that away later in its little box. Love my Stamparatus. So the only other bit of ink we're going to need now as well is, I'm going to grab a piece of scrap. Oh, I've got some tiny little pieces in here. Look at this. Tiny. Oh, there's two there, I think. Yeah. And it's perfect for the little sentiments. So I'm using black for this. And it just says Forever Young. And I love it. Just want to give that chance to dry. And I'm going to stamp this right in the centre there. Isn't that beautiful? So cute. Oh my gosh. Forever young. They say you're only as old as you feel. My mind feels 18, but my body is definitely not 18. So I'm going to just take my little scissors. I'm going to put... Where did I get this sentiment from? Oh, it's from Happy Birthday Gorgeous. Look, Forever Young. You look gorgeous. Congratulations, happy birthday to you. We celebrate. I love this stamp set as well. So there's that going back on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flag the ends. A little bit deep on that one, so maybe a little bit more. My neighbours have just started singing, bless them. So I'll show you now what I did with the ink. So I'm just going to stand it on the top, obviously, only slightly, the bottom and the back, and then I'm going to grab my tweezers, because last time I did this I shoved my fingers in it. So you're going to just get the edge of your pad and just go in like that and touch. And that's when you get that little inside there as well. So just take it on the corner and take it back out. So I'm going to leave that on the tweezers there to dry. I don't want to smear that now after doing all that. And that is your inking with this colour over with, unless you want to... I cannot close it now. Oh my gosh. Am I doing something wrong? Gosh. I can't budge it. Ah, that's why it comes over. Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to break that, so I best... Oh, that was hard. Just me. Oh, wow. So, in with my Happy Birthday gorgeous stamp set. This should be well... Look at that, I've got ink on my nails, everything. I am a mucky pup, so I need to get that off. Or make sure it's bone dry so I don't get no smudges. I got a scrap piece of paper here, just for stamping off. And I am just going to randomly collect little flowers. Get my soft sea foam. I tell you what, I'm going to pop this out the way so I've got more space. Then I'm going to have my ink pad, which I can open. Oh, this is stiff. I'm not closing it all the way this time. So I'm going to test on the back. So I want to see how pale it is actually. So, ooh, I don't know about that. Might be a bit too pale. Oh, I think I'll go back to the grey granite. I think this is going to be way too pale. And I think it'd be too dark to leave it on its own. So I'm going to come back in with the grey granite because I do like this colour. I think grey and pink and grey and purple, they all just go so well together. So I'm going to work my way around from the stamp set. See how subtle it is? And that will dry a little paler as well, but it's just beautiful. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So you might be here a while. Filling in these gaps. Oops. Now, see how that, with this being so pale and a photopolymer, I was able to go back in and stamp that again. So I'm going to have a glance at my other one as well. I don't want to go too vivid and too much. I don't want to overstretch this stamp set. I'll drag this flower on too much. So I've got this tiniest, tiniest, tiniest little leaf, and it goes, it's quite nice actually. So I'm going to stamp once, and then I'm going to come in, stamp, and then just turn it slightly, and you can see like a shadowed stamp there. If you can see that, see it tiny there? I can see it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So stamp and stamp. You've got to forget it. Don't forget to stamp off first, otherwise you're going to end up with a big grey leaf and you don't want that. You could change colours, it's entirely up to you. But I think when you're filling in, I think you need to try and stick to the same colours. So I'm just adding a little leaf to each one of these flowers. We're going to add Wink of Stella on our letters later. I just think this is very therapeutic as well. You know, just get in there. I think that is lovely. And in between, I'll clean my stamps later. Don't watch me do all those right now. So I've got this beautiful little shape I stamp off, and every time I've stamped off, look at that cute little thing, and I'm just going to randomly stamp these. Lovely. Just adorable. I love, this is another way of, you could do this boldly I suppose and make your own designer series paper, as we have done before. Just so cute. Right, I'm going to say enough of that one. Let's see. And I know this is like a little frill at the bottom of a balloon, because there is a balloon to this set, but I just love it. It looks, it's just so cute, and it's another way of adding tiny little pictures that you might have. You could use anything. You could use little flowers, you could use little, I tell you what, if you were doing this one for a child, you could use like little teddy bears, little blocks, you know, from the Build a Bookcase stamp set. There's one we haven't had out for a while. Love that one. And just add some paler ones. So you could, I could stamp twice with this one, and then just go in, say, and it just still keeps adding colour. It's just beautiful. It's just subtle, really subtle background. I think it's lovely. I have got one more tiny little thing. It's like a little swirl. I like, let me show you. There it is. Like a streamer. So I'm just going to go and fill in little gaps with that as well. But this is a more grown-up one, I think. And I'm loving this Highland Heather. It's just beautiful. Just fill in some. You don't want to overfill, but well, you do and you don't, if you know what I mean. You know, you just want to randomly add these shapes. Make sure they're all over the, generously over each one. Just loving this. And then just fill in any more space you may have. Got a couple more to go. Do you know when you're actually making the card yourself, you think, oh my god, this is going to be so long-winded. But it's not really. It's faster than you think. Again, I'm just adding more shape. And I think that's enough of that one. I did have a little leaf as well going on, which is mega cute. Look how cute this little leaf is. Isn't that gorgeous? And then when we stamp again, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So don't forget to stamp off, Dana. Add a few of those beautiful leaves. Just filling in any gaps now. We are going to be using a black marker pen, but the finest bit on the end. Oh, I think this is just so sweet. Absolutely adorable. Because this is so pale, I see a few more little gaps. I'm going to pop one in by there. And I just spotted that my grey was on the overhang. I think that is absolutely perfect. One more. And that is it. We're done. I'm loving the colour of this grey granite. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So there's our... We're really just emphasising that sentiment. You know, just going round, filling in the gaps. So I'm going to grab my black marker, and I'm using the small end. I may not do all those dots around the happy birthday, but I'm just going to be adding dots just to help fill out this background a little bit more, but with a bit more substantial, you know, dots. Some singles, some in groups of 3. You know, just add them randomly. between each one. I just think it adds something so pretty to it. Isn't that cute? This is so therapeutic for me. And don't you just do them in all shapes. Just so sweet, I love it. Oh my gosh, I could do this all day long. I love it. And when we add the Wink of Stella, it's going to make that word, that sentiment pop even more. Just, oh, it's beautiful. That's lovely, very therapeutic. Try to go around all your love it, absolutely love that. Let me pop one there. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love that. So sweet. I'm going to get that. And I'm going to come up a little bit closer for you to see. Just look at that. Just by adding a few little dots. Just beautiful. So, next is our Wink of Stella. I always give this a shake before and after each use. And I'm just going to, and because this has had a long time to dry, it's not going to smear at our ink. It didn't on my other one anyway, so. Just going to go down each one of these letters because it's not staying in the ink. If you do it straight away, I suppose it would, but because we left it to soak into the card for so long, it didn't have a chance. That is so pretty. And they're nice and bold, so you're not really going to go over those letters. You're going to stay within the lines. Just so pretty. Oh, me and this is like colouring for me. Just all day long. Oh, love it. And like I say, with our cards, they tend to be a focal point of a pretty flower or a tree. Why not emphasize your sentiment instead? I mean, you could have stamped this on a separate piece of card and fussy cut it and really emphasize it that way by making it pop off the page. Pity there's not a die to go with this, because I would have bought the dies to go with this to get those images, like I'm saying, popping off the page. I know they're bold enough on their own, but to have had them die cut, even if it would just come out with a nice white line all the way around, like I'm saying, you could fussy cut another one out, add dimensionals. Oh my gosh, I love this. Don't forget to shake, ready for the next time. Just keeps the fluid. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Happy birthday to ya. So, oh my gosh, what has happened? This one has gone really pale. It must be the Wink of Stella that is doing that. But that one looks a lot darker than that one. Wow, I can't believe that. So with my, I'm just going to make sure I've got this creased wonderfully. And then it's bang on, edge to edge. And then I can fetch my bone folder in. And I always burnish the other side as well. Look at that now against her. That's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Have you noticed on the other one, I made a boo-boo on lining this up. It needs a slither taken off. I'm going to get my heat tool and lift off this side just to trim that off. I don't know why that is going so pale. It must be the Wink of Stella. So we haven't finished yet. Let's get this beautiful card. And I used tear and tape on the other one. Come on, that's better. But with the card having two sides, you can always practice on the other side like we did there with the soft sea foam. But like I'm saying, it was a little bit too much. There we go, that's a way better border. That's so much better. I love that. I love it. And then with our little piece, which is now dry, forever young. Oh, love it. So I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals for this. Oops, I've dropped my tweezers. I'm just going to make sure I've got plenty on the back. I don't want that buckling either, with it being so thin. One more. My lovely little tub. That one didn't come off. And then this is just going to go down here. You can make sure it's level. And that's pretty good to me. If you want to be able to lift it off again, don't press until you've got it in the place that you want. So I'm just adding a few basic rhinestones to this now. About 5. I'm just going to add one to the centre of the flower. I'm going to add one to the back end of this beautiful flourish. Another one here. There's 3. I'm going to add another one there, 4, and to the flower there, 5. And just place those beautifully. Absolutely stunning. Loving this card. So now for the inside. We could go back, like we're saying, add I'm going to have that actually. I am going to pop sending hugs, because it's massive though. Oh my gosh, do I really want something that big? Oh, we could have it to the side so you could have got somewhere to send a message. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Straighten that up on my block. And what colour? Let's stick with our... Oh, now. Are we going to do this now, are we? I'm not even going to... Making sure it's really inked up. And I'm just going to pop this down this side. So you've got space to write your message. That's perfect. Look at that. How adorable is that? And that's going to go on the inside of my card there. Oh, I love it. Right, while we've got this one open, I'm going to stamp this one on here too. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Love it. You've got to make sure these click back into place as well. So I'm going to grab, I'm just going to clean my block, as you do. Julia, I hope your parcel arrived okay, my darling. And that, where's my stamps? Oh, it's there, right next to me. I hope your did you found your little cloth as well? So I sent Julia a piece of my cloth. Bless her soul, she did ask nicely. So in goes this inside card. I can see that now. The Winker Stella is starting to fade my sentiment. Which is what probably happened to the other card as well. So there we go. There's the inside of my card. Oh my gosh, I am loving this stamp set. How beautiful. Look at that. Oh, and I got plenty of space here then to write your message. I love it. So there's that one. This is the one I did earlier. Probably had a bit too much Winker Stella on that one. But this one, look. So why not just have that sentiment pop off? And if you want it to stand out even more, let me just have a look. Let me get my grey, which is my blend. And I'm just going to go around the outside. Whereas before we had dots on that one. I'm just going to go around the outside. I'm going to use the thinner end. And that will dry a lot paler, but it will make that look like a shadow. And help that to pop off the page. So we're really emphasising our sentiment. Absolutely fabulous. Oh, if you notice, I'm only doing one line down the inside of the P. And that, if you look now, that looks like it's shadowed and it's going to pop off the page. I was doing this with this grey marker with some of the Christmas stamps we had to emphasise the ladies, the one with the post box on. I can't think what it's called. Oh, I loved it. And I did it with the rhino off Animal Outings. Just gives them that little pop off the page. And that dries so pale because I'm not pressing on too hard. That is so much better, look. Look at that, it's just popping it off the page. It's just beautiful. So that's it, my job's the good one. My card is done. I do hope you like. And please, I'd love a thumbs up and a share. And you want to press the subscribe button down here, you're more than welcome to do so. And if you want to see what I make tomorrow, press the little bell straight away. And look at that, just beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I know why this is paler. So with my practice cards, I always use cheap white cardstock. And you can tell the difference. This is cheap white cardstock. I think it was like £4 for 100 sheets. I use that stuff for practicing and, you know, small things that need to be done. And that's what I used on here. This is Stampin' Up's Whisper White. That is why the colour has stayed true. This has gone pale. That's why. So this is cheap cardstock. This is Whisper White. This is my fave any day long for stamping. It gives you a truer image. So like I was saying, I'll never leave you, but come back tomorrow to see what I make for tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.